Hey, good Friday morning. It's a finally Friday here on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, and I'm Chris Allen. Here after the rains and the thunder and the lightning, at least we didn't have severe weather last night, which is good. There was severe weather reports further north of us, but not much going on here in southern Kentucky. It was a fairly tame event, thankfully. The energy with this system was spent elsewhere, and therefore we did not catch the brunt of any kind of severe weather here in southern Kentucky, which is just fine with me. Let me show you the Plano cam this morning as folks are up and about stirring, headed to work, as you see across the street, going down through Plano. Good morning. Hello, neighbor. You can see the clouds moving at a pretty good clip this morning. We're not seeing much in the way of rain left. It's just little leftover showers, occasional drizzle and sprinkles that are left over this morning as you head to work. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think most of the shower activity is over with now and should be out of the picture today. Speaking of pictures, here's a look downtown from our AAA Systems live cam, looking down on the city, and you can see some of those little spritz of drizzle and sprinkles hitting the camera lens there at Reservoir Hill, looking down on the city and toward the hill at Western, and cloudy. Yeah, I think today is going to start out cloudy for sure. We may begin to see some breaks in the cloud cover a little bit later, but it's going to remain a mainly cloudy day for us today with that occasional leftover drizzle, spritz of drizzle, and maybe some light rain with the wind blowing. The wind's now going to start to come out of the north as this cold front is passing by. So it's going to be a little, shall we say, briskier at times. I just made that up, briskier. A little brisk. I know English teachers watching going, just say brisk. It's not briskier. Just say brisk. It's going to be brisk at times this afternoon. And I can tell the weather's changing too right here. I felt it coming on yesterday and it was just like it was starting to drag me down a little. But this time of the year just gets me. And I have to med up and I have to, take this medicine and take this pill, and then I try to knock it out and it's like, it's finally gone, and then it comes back and it gets down here, and it's just, yeah, you guys know the drill. It's happening to you too, and some of you get the sneezes and the coughs and the dry throat and the itchy eyes, and it's all of that. It's spring in Kentucky. Yippee. All right, here's a look. It's what we wanted, right? We wanted spring. So here's a look at the maps, and we start with the wind layout this morning and the pressures, and you can see that there is a bit of a breezy extension here back to the west. Winds are going to start, as I mentioned, coming out of the north, 11, 12, 13 miles per hour. They're all now coming out of the north and northwest as high pressure begins to take over behind the front, which is now passing through. Looking at radar, most of the shower activity has now moved off to the east and is continuing to move east. What you can't see here on the radar is just that little bit of patchy drizzle that is with us this morning as the front slides on through. But good news is we escaped the severe weather threat once again, which is certainly fine with me. Here's a look at clouds. You can see the clouds are pretty thick. There was a break early this morning that came through, but it was short-lived. Somerset is seeing some sun through the clouds right now at 7:48 a.m. But you can see clouds here over Bowling Green and extending all the way back into western Kentucky. It's not until you get into southern Illinois and parts of Missouri do you see the sun come back out. Now, we could begin to see some cloud Uh, Clouds depart, or breaks of sun a little bit later today, but for the most part, we're going to stay mainly cloudy until we can get some of this leftover moisture out of the way in wake of the cold front. That will happen, but how long it takes to happen, it could be much of the rest of the day before it happens. So don't expect sunshine that much today, maybe a little bit in there somewhere once we get past this cold front. All right, let's take a look at the Kentucky Mesonet network and the sensors around, and we'll check on rainfall amounts and temperature and all of that. And you can see evidence of the cold front. We've got 60s ahead of the front, with the front just being west of Bowling Green. Look at these 50s that are showing up now in western Kentucky. Let me throw on the radar so you can see that all the rain is now east of us, except for some sprinkles here in the Bowling Green area. Let's go to the last 24 hours for rainfall, and you can see the heaviest rainfall was north of us, up in places like Litchfield, an inch and almost 4/10. Pretty good rainfall there. An inch and a quarter almost in Ohio County. There's 1 inch up in Breckinridge County, and so forth and so on. Almost an inch and a half. Where's that? Webster County. Then here in southern Kentucky, we just had about a 1/4 inch up at the Corvette plant, 3/10 of an inch over in Edmonton, almost an inch there in Hart County, and over an inch there in Taylor County, where they picked up a little bit more rain. Hardly anything except for very light rainfall amounts back to the west and southwest of us, except for places like Murray, Kentucky, and Callaway County picked up over an inch of rain. How about the winds? The winds this morning, as I mentioned, coming out of the north. These are sustained winds coming at 10 to 15, and the winds gusting at times 15 to almost 20 there from the north. So that naturally is going to cool us down as the cold front comes through. As the cold front passes the area, the winds do shift from the north and the cooler air starts to take over. That's the cooler air that's going to be with us throughout the weekend. So while it is going to feel cooler, it's not going to get cold. It's not going to get cold enough for frost. So if you've put out plants, I don't think they're in any jeopardy at this point. It's going to get chilly, but it's not going to, get cold and stay cold. That's not in the cards here. Let's check the cards. I call it the model blender and the blend of models here. We've got 60s today. I'm going closer to 70 simply because the front is just now making it through. We may hit 70 this morning for a high temperature, and then the rest of the day will fall through the 60s and then into the 50s, down to about 45 tonight as skies begin to clear. Then we go 65, 66 tomorrow, lower 60s on Sunday. 61, I'm going 62. 66, 67 on Monday with sunshine. Then we hop back into the 70s for the rest of next week, into next weekend, even going into the 80s once again. So another little cool down. Not sure if it even classifies as one of the little winters. They should be done. Although, it is getting really warm really early to me. That's just me. Doesn't it seem like to you that it's doing the same thing? Getting too much into the 80s here at this point in April, it's a little off. It's a little off. But, so we get a cool down this weekend. It's going to be dry. It's going to be refreshing. Just look at it that way. It's going to be refreshing. Then we hop back into the 70s and 80s for next week. It's really not going to be that bad. Yeah, no, not going to be that bad. Okay. I think the maps are back this morning. Aviation Weather Center and the Weather Service was having some outages with certain products, and I think they're back. But we don't have 7 days. We just have a little short-term period here. Anyway, so there's the cold front with the bulk of the rain and the showers now moving east. Here we go tonight. Skies will begin to clear as high pressure takes over. A little cooler, of course, as mentioned. Here's tomorrow morning about 1 o'clock. We're fine. There will be some showers to the south and west of us, a little trough, an extension here from that low pressure system as we get into Saturday afternoon and evening. The showers will come close. And this is going to be one of those situations where the moisture will try to work its way into southern Kentucky, but I'm going to keep the shower chance out of the forecast, and this looks to agree. We've got high pressure strong to the north of this area of wet weather, so I'm going to keep it rain-free throughout the weekend. I don't think we'll see anything in the way of showers until we get into Tuesday afternoon and evening, and it looks like into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Rain chances will come back as temperatures will be getting back into the 70s and 80s. All right. Hey, I only went 12 minutes this morning. A little shorter. But it is the weekend. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you tonight, 5, 6, and 10, News 40, right there. And, of course, download the app to follow the weather. And then I'm on the radio right now, Sam 100.7. God bless you all. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend.